What you do to me.
Call me whatever, I don't care. Whatever pronoun, I don't care. What? It's a straight card.
Unlike you. So,
Aren't we over the straight joke already?
What you see all these labels around gender as well. Okay, there's a shit ton of labels and
hi, I'm Arun.
hello, I'm Kevin.
I'm Tawheed.
Them so well, like, how did you get them so blonde?
Yeah, so my friends
4
did
times.
it.
Oh,
My friends did it. We went purple. It was horrible, splotchy everywhere. Cried, went to the salon and they fixed
Oh, but no, dude.
it. It used to be ash blonde from here. So, like, this is a lowered version of this in socio-political context to what is identifiable, what is visible, what evinces one's identity. And I think at the end of the day, physical appearance or the things you see, all of that sort of congregates into being put into a box, basically, right? Basically, society sort of understanding of what they think you are. So when you are put into those boxes, you have to have a certain level of security around yourself, and expression at the end of the day can only be sort of safe for you when you're in a space where somebody else thinks you have a right to express something.
Right.
And I think at the end of the day that comes with certain level of privilege, and I think that it is a very privileged space being in a space like a showcase. So
There's this need to put a label on myself, and then I
Yeah.
switched to homosexual, and I'm just like, what is the point? What these labels don't seem to describe what I'm experiencing in terms of sexuality or in terms of gender. Technically, I don't believe in gender, so I don't have gender. But if people ask me, if the Ashoka form asks me what my gender is, then I have to put something.
labels at the end of the day can be placeholders. It's a very it's for cis people, it's for straight people. It's not for me to sort of bounce myself and put myself into a category. It's for cis people to understand and come to terms with the fact that I am human.
Go for it.
hi, I'm Ayush.
And you're joining the tarot reading right now?
I'm joining the tarot reading.
Five of Pentacles.
So this is the past, this is the present, this is the future. What is this?
Two of Wands.
The Two of Wands.
Straight.
And she is...
She's straight.
She's straight. I mean...
She's very
I mean, like, and
It's
she
not
is,
inverted, that's what
this
I meant.
person is working towards non-straightness.
So when I say I'm non-binary, that doesn't mean anything to me. Nor does it mean anything to the straight person. But it's just more so a space where they sort of try to understand where I'm coming from rather than fully me trying to sit down and explain I don't believe in gender for 30 minutes. The 2 seconds of me saying non-binary passes that conversation. It sort of stops my own sense of feeling dysphoric while sort of trying to explain my gender.
She's done, babe.
But
just like
she's
you.
but she's definitely alone though.
She is.
And she's walking like she knows she's alone.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
When you sort of remove this idea of gender to a person who's fully only been in a gendered space, I think that's gonna sort of
Put them alone.
in a marriage function. I am more masculine. At the end of the day, Ashoka, I am more feminine, and I think that there is certain archetypes that you sort of like obviously incline towards, and I think that when you sort of fall into those archetypes and try and break away from gender, now you're told no, sorry, all your patterns are broken, you are free. As a man's body, what does that space look like for you as somebody who's only been with men all your life? And I think that coming to terms with it is of course your own very journey, but my understanding of it at the end of the day has always just simply been be comfortable with the individual that you're sleeping with, one, and two, most important, did I say something? Sorry.
No, it's just his face.
See what you said about
Olive branch and a dragon. Yeah, dude, that's partying. as the book says, like there's a choice to be made. I think I made the choice that most people make, the easiest choice being a cishet man, and
I like that you used the word choice.
Yeah, I love that.
So someone told me this. You're taught a specific way to love. In a very specific way to love, in a very specific way to sort of, fall in love also. And I think that in that sense, at the end of the day, even if you are very clear in your idea of self and you say, my body doesn't matter what I have is trans or beyond the gender binary, you again sort of have to go through the same process as somebody else. And I think that going through that process over and over again, while challenging of course, is extremely important, because at the end of the day, what you bring the person down to is their body, because that's what society has taught you. You bring someone down to their body. And I think that breaking away from that is very
very difficult.
And it's very difficult. There's infamous scenes where trans people have literally been thrown out of bars, gay clubs, because of their very identity. It's happened over here in Kitisu, it's happened over there in the US, it's happened everywhere. There's a direct alienation of the self constantly, and I think as a trans body, that's something you're going to face for the good part of your life. I am a part of the Ashokan community. Do I feel respected? Yes, but do I feel included? If you take the SR for the instance, when we walk, we always got stares, we always got eyes on us, we always sort of got looks everywhere, and we were told that we looked a certain way and we looked good. But at the end of the day, were we included within those big groups of boys that partied? No. Were we offered the same sort of intuit community? Like, do we feel like members of the community? Absolutely not. We are still outsiders, we're still outcasts. The bayas and didis of this place still ask us to sign in and sign out of our own RHS. At the end of the day, people are going to try and box you. People are going to try and put you into a label, and you just have to learn to understand that the other person at the end of the day is the person who is in a position of power, and as a queer body you are somebody who is subjugated into this space. So the one thing you need to know is succeeding in life for a queer person is through the art of failure. Famous thing that they say is happiness is not the best way to be happy. So what sort of happiness heterosexual people have is not necessarily the best way for me to experience being happy. If I get lynched wearing this, there is a certain level of happiness that is still retained in my expression that stays. There is a sort of violence that my body has gone through, of course, but it is something that I've been recognized for as a queer person. And I think that through failure is how you succeed in business.